Baddies Caribbean episode 3 part 1, and I will be live tonight to discuss the episode because it was a mess. I'm tired of this whole interaction with Bianca and Sapphire. It's all based around Mariah Lynn, and Mariah Lynn acting like she don't want no parts of it. Bianca, you shouldn't be fighting for Mariah Lynn. And then I think going into this, a lot of us thought that Sapphire would lose and you would win, and it looked like you keep losing. So what are we doing? Then you go and throw the wig in the toilet like on some BGC shit. But it's corny because Sapphire didn't even care, and she just like, you could keep the wig, I'm gonna fight you again tomorrow. And the way it's going, she gonna beat you up again tomorrow. So like, you throwing her wig in the toilet, it's like, okay, like entertainment, but it's not really doing nothing. And I never do it, so let me do it now. Scotty body is really tea. Like, I have to give her tens. Her body is tea. And I low-key agree with what somebody said as far as Bianca only got on the show for being Mariah's friend. So now I feel like she got to keep harping on this situation. Like, oh, I'm standing on business for my friend because you don't got nothing else to talk about. But with the fact that you was on Love and Hip Hop just like her, you should be able to come in and have your own storyline made the same way hers was last season. It wasn't her coming in fighting somebody else's battle. She ended up having her own beef with Smiley and everything else. But they keep saying Bianca's scary, and I don't think she's scary. I think Sapphire is just so happy that she finally won in a fight. But nobody's scared of you. You're just winning. I'm really liking Scotty this season. I'm surprised. I have to see how it keeps going, but her confessionals, I'm agreeing with everything she's saying. Like, Bianca, you delusional. You keep saying, oh, I said we could have deaded it. And I said that last week. You came in and snuck her for Mariah. Once you explained this, Sapphire understood exactly what you was talking about. Y'all could have fought and it could have been over. But you done spit on the girl. You done fought her when she got a sling on her arm. You done put her wig in the toilet. And all of this is behind Mariah Lynn. You're fighting her all season now. Like, what are we talking about? It's no making up after you spit on somebody for some bullshit. So the whole time that conversation was happening between Tasiki, Mariah Lynn, Bianca, and Scotty, Tasiki wasn't even saying nothing. It was like she was just observing the conversation. She heard about the wig being in the toilet and she went to get it out the toilet. And she was like, you know, that's not cool. Now, when Tasiki walked out the room, Bianca was laughing like, oh, Tasiki, stop. I'm like, it don't even look like she laughing with you. And last episode, when Biggie, Tasiki, Mariah, and Bianca was talking, Tasiki said in her confessional, like, Bianca was doing too much. Bianca, you think Tasiki like you and she actually don't. So be careful. So like I said, Tasiki goes to Sapphire like, sister, she threw your wig in the toilet. You need to eat her up again. Like I said, she really don't like you like that, Bianca. She thinks you're a cornball. So Sapphire is in her confessional like, get up on your good foot. Aubrey talking about, oh, them chicken noodle soup royalties must be garbage because your behavior is giving red can Campbell's. So Aubrey is dragging Bianca in her confessionals too. So now Sapphire comes into the room. Natalie, Jayla, the twins, Scotty, Meatball are all sitting there. And she's just like, yeah, I heard about my wig. We're going to have to fight again, blah, blah, blah. Meatball, I don't know what's going on. Like I said, I follow Meatball before the show, and I know I'm going to like some of the stuff she's going to do in the show. But I said last week, I was cool with how she handled Callie. I didn't feel like she needed to fight for Callie. But I didn't like how when she walked in with Bianca, she turned around and was like, oh, Bianca, it seemed like you scared. Now it seemed like she's hanging real tough with the Sapphire, Jayla, Natalie, Claremont twins, Scotty crowd, which would have been like the House A last season, right? These are the people who are typically on the jet and things like that. So they finally decide to ask Mariah, did she know that Bianca was coming in on all this hot shit wanting to fight Sapphire? Because y'all are best friends, right? And she mad about what happened to you last season. So I would think that Bianca told you, I want to fight Sapphire, or I got a problem with what Sapphire did to you. You saying that you told her you and Sapphire made up, it looked like you ain't tell her good enough. And then Mariah is saying like, oh, I told her not to do that. She said they was just going to have a conversation, this, that, and the third. Then that goes back to what I said about Bianca just needing a storyline for real. And this was the only thing that she could have did to get her on the show, was play Mariah BFF. And Jayla kind of was right, because that's what I was saying last week. I didn't really understand the dynamics, but if what Mariah is saying is true, Bianca just put you in some shit. Because Sapphire could have turned around and been like, now I'm mad with you again. Now you would have had a beef all season with Sapphire because Bianca didn't listen to what you told her. Trying to drag out some beef that you already handled by yourself as a grown woman and she wasn't even there for. But I do still feel like Jayla doing the most. Like all that, you and a bond, Nate, and just trying to have a moment, trying to get the Claremont twins and Natalie to laugh, like everybody said. She definitely amping up her energy this season. And to me, it do got to do with the Claremont twins. I think they giving her that energy that she had 10 years ago on BGC. They have grown up because they haven't been on reality TV. They really been doing their fashion thing, working with Kanye West and everything else, being a hoe, you know, using dead niggas' credit cards and shit. Jayla literally been on Baddies South and like, you know, other reality shows still doing this fighting shit. Like she never really stopped. I don't think she's grown up that much. So this is just activating her to get back on that bullshit. Now they all sitting back down and Meatball is like, this girl Gretch was popping shit off camera and I'm gonna beat her up. Now, Diamond the Body posted on her YouTube showing that Gretchen was already arguing with Meatball off camera before this scene, and she was already saying nigga then. So she has said nigga multiple times before what we gonna see. Which is also why as soon as she came in, Meatball punched her in the face. Like, it wasn't no conversation to be had because she was already doing that shit off camera. So the new girls come in. You got Slim Too Bad with the burgundy, Tinkerbella with the purple, Diamond the Body with the pink, Gretch with this scarf on, and then It's Dia has on these black leggings, and this is her in her confessional. She looks very pretty in her confessional. So when they first come in, you saw they was all dancing and stuff, but then Meatball went over the couch and she punched Gretchen in the face. Now, was it a sneak? Low-key, yeah. But now that we know the backstory that Gretchen was already arguing with Meatball off camera before this and saying nigga and all of that, you should have been coming in the room knowing what it was. Like, you should have knew what it was, because everybody's not going to play with you like that. And I saw a lot of people saying, oh, well, Gretchen's Puerto Rican, and, you know, where she grew up, that might have been acceptable, and this, that, and the third. I totally get that because I'm from New York, where a lot of Spanish people say the N-word. And really is what a lot of people say. You got to do that shit with who lets you do that shit. If you get a pass from certain people and they let you say it around them, cool. But if you go around other black people that you don't know and you're not black and you say it, you got to be ready to stand on whatever they give you, because everybody's not with that shit. And it's just like that in New York City. The people that say it in New York City who aren't black, they're ready for the repercussions if a black person say something to them. She clearly didn't care about the repercussions. She told them she don't give a fuck. So all of this shit about y'all feel bad for her, I don't feel bad for this bitch at all. Then somehow Diamond and Tinkerbella trying to act like they ain't see each other until now. How did they not see each other until now? Because Diamond was like, I come in the house and the first thing I see is Tinkerbella. That doesn't make no sense. Like, neither one of y'all was on the PJ, so y'all both was on that same flight with everybody else, right? Like, I'm lost. So now I really feel like they beef is fake. Or they told them, y'all gotta fight again, because that's the only reason we put y'all on the show is because of what happened between y'all at the auditions. And Tinkerbella is a tourist like me. She's funny. She said, Diamond, you put them black Air Force Ones on like they was really gonna help you. You disappointed me. So it's a whole lot going on. It looked like right now Deja is getting the best of Gretch. And honestly, the Tink and Diamond thing was looking like a tie until... Come on, bitch. Because it looked like Tink is the one who like pushed her through the door. Like, Tink's strength is what pushed her and Diamond the Body out that door. So I'm gonna have to give her a slight edge on the fight. Then they get on the grass, they tussling again. Tinka gets on top of Diamond the Body again. Tells her she's gonna deck her mom next. Ciao, I'll be back for part 2. This one is gonna be a 3-parter. And like I said, I will be live tonight. It's gonna be late because I'm going live with my friend from Cali. So it's gonna be 10 p.m. West Coast time, around 1 a.m. East Coast time. So I will see y'all there so we can discuss this crazy episode, Baddies Caribbean episode 3.